You own nothing in game. The moment they shut the servers down, everything you unlocked or bought was just a rental. Kinda like life. There's people out here who defend Activision like they're on payroll. Meanwhile, they don't even know you exist. You're just another hashtag with numbers. A prisoner of their microtransaction system with Stockholm Syndrome. Ready to do damage control at the drop of a YouTube comment. The moment anybody has any constructive criticism about the game, these little prepubescents start having a meltdown and claim that you're crying. You can say something about the servers or the netcode that their brain just doesn't fathom, and they will say things like skill issue or get good, meanwhile not knowing that they're the one benefiting from all the randomness in the game. Bad players are going to lose most gunfights anyways, so they don't notice when they lose the gunfight because of desync or lag. Good players are going to win most of their gunfights, and it's incredibly annoying when there's inconsistency in the game, to the extent that you feel like you're playing RNG in order to get a smooth experience on an expensive gaming rig, or even a console for that matter. We shouldn't have the level of inconsistency that we do. The SBMM makes the inconsistency even worse. There's no reason why I should be having such strict matchmaking when matching with randoms with no mic. Especially if I have my own mic muted. Why am I playing against full stacks? How come on modes like Ground War that are a big cutout of pieces of the Warzone map, everybody lays in their spawn prone and snipes across the map, and if I want to run past the little boundary line to go after them, there's a 10-second timer and then I die? That's a skill issue too, I suppose. If I have a problem with the Ground War maps being a big game of Where's Waldo, where somebody runs up on me with no footsteps after I've been running around for 2 minutes to find his pussy-ass teammates, that's a skill issue. I should have known better. I should have adapted. I should have had my ass in a corner laying prone as well, because that's what's fun. That's obviously how the developers intended the game to be played, since that's how most of the players are playing, clearly. I'm the fucking bozo. I'm clearly too stupid and ungrateful to appreciate all that Activision has done for me with this fast-paced sniping gameplay that I get every single lobby. People need to understand that constructive criticism is necessary to positive change. Unless we hold these companies' feet to the fire, demand answers, demand changes, we're never going to get it. But you have to look at the simple facts that we're getting less than we paid for. And some could say, oh, I just play Warzone, then maybe you're getting what you pay for. Personally, in my experience, I don't think Call of Duty justifies a $70 price tag for a Weapon XP simulator, essentially. That's what it feels like we get. Everything else goes to Warzone. Most of the attention goes to Warzone. All that the viewership cares about seems to be Warzone. The Call of Duty League's probably going to be dead at some point. Warzone is not competitive enough to take its place as some type of competitive league or something. Maybe the teenagers will eat it up though. It seems blatantly obvious that the company's business model is to give as little as possible, spend as little as possible, and make as much as possible. Which seems really obvious in a business realm, but at the same time they're so blatantly disrespecting their player base. We got a person from Clorox Bleach who's one of the heads of Activision. The motherfucker doesn't give a shit about your video game any more than he does the Windex under your sink. Shout out to Why So Serious. The game was $70 and we've had 3 Ground War maps since launch. Those are little copy and paste pieces of the Warzone map. We paid $70 for this game and Warzone has more physical map content than the rest of the game combined. Keep that in mind. Let's not even start on the zombies players who just got a little copy-paste of the Warzone map with some dumbass AI that was probably mercenary AI from last year. Let's be real, the game was unfinished, it was rushed out, and overpriced. That doesn't mean it's a bad game, because it's fixed all the problems from last year. But goddamn, stop defending it. On a more positive note, it looks like Call of Duty might be coming to Microsoft Game Pass next year. So I'm just going to pay that $15 monthly fee or whatever it is, or buy a card with a couple months on it at a time and play that way rather than paying $70 just for Call of Duty next year. On top of that, I think that some of the cosmetics are cool, but they're really overpriced. I have a couple of them. I got some in Warzone 1 that I no longer have access to. So there's that to think about as well. But on top of that, They spend more time and money on developers making all these skins and stuff more so than they actually make content. In my opinion, skins aren't content. Content is things like new maps, new weapons, new field upgrades, new modes. It's things like putting in the ground war maps from Modern Warfare 2 and maybe even from Modern Warfare 2019. They could easily port those over. They have those files. All it takes is some man hours and some money, and they're not willing to sacrifice either one of those.